Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that if you're returning. How are you today? Before we get started, if you haven't signed up for our newsletter yet, please do so. All the information you're going to need is in the description box below, along with my email address and Trish's email address, okay? So, grab your coffee, maybe some chocolate, or carrot cake, or maybe just some plain old chocolate, because you just never know with me. Really, or what's going to come out of my mouth. So, apparently, prepping has gone mainstream. Oh, people are finally catching on to this lifestyle. Could it be? So, there's this article that I was sent by a subscriber, and she texted it to me. And I'm like, oh, I got to read this. I really do. So I figured I'd read it to you guys, and then I'll leave the link in the description box below, okay? So it says, consumer psychology radically changed during the early days of the pandemic as shortages at supermarkets emerged. And we are seeing these shortages still. And I know that it seems, over and over and over again, like I keep sharing the pictures and stuff like that, but it's just because you guys send this stuff to me, okay? And if you feel that it's that important, I will share it, okay? Because I want you to know that I see you and I hear you, okay? And it's important to me that you know that, okay? So bulk buying habits were never really a thing with the modern consumer. Like, a lot more people are going to Sam's and Costco and things like that, okay? So, but now prepping, has gone mainstream. 2 years since the beginning of the pandemic, as supply chains snarled and food inflation is out of control. Many have discovered the saying, listen to this, be prepared or be hungry. Oh my, oh my. So the pandemic was an eye-opener for tens of millions of consumers who learned that the government and big corporations wouldn't take care of them when things go south. But that's been the way it's always been, I guess you could say, right? So even our elected officials were nowhere to be found in the early days of the pandemic when people panic hoarded food, or the toilet paper of 2020, if anybody remembers that. But then again, how could you forget, at supermarkets, and fought, when they were fighting over toilet paper. I remember watching videos of people literally fighting over toilet paper, and I'm like, seriously? And it was literally like a free-for-all battle. I mean, it was terrible. So there was this, I guess, magazine. It's called WSJ, okay, interviewed consumers across the country who expressed their purchasing habits and how they've changed, okay? And one person said, bulk buying habit is expected to stick as people eat more at home. Supply remains uncertain and inflation rears up, and retailers and producers are shifting operations as a result. One person said, I don't want to be in a position again where I can't get something. And a lot of us, either we felt this way, we feel this way, and I don't think we're ever going to ever not feel this way, right? And so then another person said the stimulus money is gone, right? But we've gotten used to having more on hand, and I'm cooking more at home, so I expect this to continue. See, that's the thing. A lot of people are going to expect this to continue. No one sees the light at the end of the tunnel yet, because no one's willing to flip the switch so we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Does that make sense? So more people expanded their pantries during the pandemic. Did we really? You don't say. And they bought freezers and made space for non-perishables. But WSJ, this magazine or whatever, calls bulk shopping hoarding, though it's not, and instead should be considered a form of prepping. So, Bob Nolan, okay, he is the senior vice president of demand science at food giant Conagra Brands Incorporated. And now, if you remember, there were a lot of recalls when it came to Conagra, okay, just last year. And he has said that consumers have made permanent changes after they experienced the harsh realities of pandemic shortages. Right. But these pandemic shortages, they're no longer pandemic shortages. Okay. These are permanent or longer than normal shortages. Okay. And I myself, okay, this is just my opinion, I don't think we're going to see any kind of back to normal, okay, no need to worry anymore for a very long time. And that's just me being upfront and honest with you, okay? Now, one person said they didn't just stock up that week, but they said to themselves, even if subconsciously, that's not going to happen to me again. Exactly. Exactly. You don't ever, how many times have we sat here and said, I don't ever want to go hungry. I don't want my children to go hungry, or my elderly parents or grandparents, or whatever the case may be, whoever it is that you're taking care of, even if it's just yourself, you don't ever want to go hungry ever again. Or ever. Even if you've never been hungry, you don't ever want to experience that. Because I know people, even right now, who have to make that decision every single month on what bill they're not going to pay so they can put food on the table for their children. So, research from IRI, okay, who tracks consumption of household goods, confirms that households are transforming into preppers as they average annual growth in sales by volume of food and beverages was 3% in 2020 and 2021 compared to just 0.5% average yearly growth for that last decade. And IRI said consumers want larger package sizing. Right. But what are we seeing? We're seeing something called shrinkflation. So then they go on to say, even if somebody waves a magic wand and makes the Rona go completely away, right? We still expect elevated consumption in the home because people are accustomed to working from home, and hybrid work is here to stay. Well, yeah. We kind of like working from home because no more are the days of having to worry about daycare for our little ones. Because, not for nothing, but a lot of us, that daycare bill, we were working just to pay that daycare bill because it was so gosh darn expensive. Who wants to go through that all the time? If you didn't have family or friends who were able to babysit for you, and if they're not of school age, that daycare bill, that wipes you out. So it's human nature to be prepared. Okay, now take for instance, okay, this silent generation, boomers, okay, who either lived through the 1930s Great Depression or who were raised by parents from that period of time who learned to keep a large pantry of food and save almost everything, right? And they had, due to socioeconomic uncertainties. All right, now scarcity is terrifying. and can easily sway an entire generation of folks, such as millennials, right? Or Gen Z, okay, who were accustomed to an on demand society that abruptly came to a halt during the pandemic. And younger consumers were forever changed as their thoughts, their beliefs, their feelings, and their perceptions of the economy changed during the pandemic. And thus, what we're observing today is that consumers are becoming preppers. So, the chief merchant of Sam's Club, okay, her name is Megan Crozier, and it's Crozier, okay. She said most new Sam's Club memberships in the third quarter of 2021 had been millennial households. That says a lot. That speaks in volume if you really think about it. And another variable pushing younger households into prepping is the hottest consumer prices in 4 decades. 4 decades. Think about it. 4 decades. How old are you? Okay, I'm 46 years old. So 4 decades. So I would have been 6 when this started. So just think about that, okay? So consumers have noticed that prices are going higher and higher for some foods every single week. Okay, and you guys tell me about this in emails or text messages, or you'll call me and say, oh my God, did you see this? Oh my Lord, did you see that? And global food prices are at a decade high and could easily reach a new high as early as this spring. And people are stocking up on food because the product could either be unavailable next week or cost 20% more. So prepping is it became mainstream, and not as much as fringe, okay, as it was perceived just a few years ago when everybody looked at us preppers and said, they're nuts. They're nuts. Look at them. Look at them. Look, look, look. And then when the pandemic started, and then they looked at us and said, oh, huh? Okay. So this is a symptom of people losing trust in government and corporations. And the evolution of thought for consumers is to break away from the matrix by land in rural community with a decent internet connection and grow food and hunt. I mean, right on. Say I'm wrong. Say I'm wrong. Okay. So now, yeah, I am going to show you more of what you guys send in to me, because it is important to you, the consumer, my subscribers, this community. If it's important to you, then it's important to me, and I'm going to share it. Regardless if it's repetitive or what, I don't care. If you felt compelled to send me something because you felt it was that important, then I feel that it's even more important, and I'm going to share it with everybody else. Okay? So, take a look at this. Who doesn't buy lunch meat? Okay? And what's the oldest type of lunch meat you can remember even when we were kids? I'll even sing it for you. My bologna has a first name, it's Oscar. Huh? Take a look at the price, all right, of bologna now. Remember when we were buying bologna for $1 a package? Because it was the cheapest thing to make lunches for our kids and send them on their way. Now look. And then this was sent to me, and I said, shut the front door. This is at a Walmart that is local to one of my subscribers, and she said, now they're putting garbage on the shelves. And before I clicked on it, I said, garbage on the shelves. What? And then I clicked on it and I said, shut the front door, you lint licker. So then this email was sent to me along with a few pictures, and she said, my husband and I are in our 70s. Okay. We are trying to be ready for what could come. Okay. We are doing anything that might help us have a little extra time to do what we have to do. Maybe the noise will help along with the 2 extra safety locks on each outside door, nails in the windows so they can't be opened from the outside, the film on the windows so they can't break as easy, alarm system and solar lights everywhere outside. Everything we have is reasonably priced. It's just a start. We have more things to come. Yeah. Security for your home, especially during an SHTF situation, is so important. And I know security, for your home can be, outrageously priced, especially, for those of us with larger homes, okay, stuff like that. I'm going to put links in the description box of some of the things that I have in my home, okay? And then she sent me a picture of the window film that she got. And I know I've seen this on Amazon, so I will look for the link, okay, and put that in the description box, okay? But yeah, we have to be so very prepared. Even if it's just motion detector lights, you can get solar ones, you can get battery operated ones, okay? No need to get the ones that have to be hardwired and this and that, because then you got to pay an electrician, and that's more money out of pocket. And plus, not just that, in an SHTF situation, in a grid down situation, they're not going to work. So why not go solar or battery operated, right on? So these are the things that we had to take into consideration, okay? So here are some pictures that she sent me, and I'm going to put them in here for you, okay? And then go into the description box and look for those links of the things that I use to secure my home, my windows, my doors, and things like that, okay? So here you go. Okay, and here is a short little video that was sent to me by a subscriber. She said, this is of the dog food aisle at Walmart, and she's in Texas. So, unfortunately, it wasn't the only area in the store that was nearly empty. There were big gaps in the canned food and more low-quality produce. With all of this, I'm going to focus on just getting whatever preps I can get when they're in store, and put my energy into gardening. I hope others will do the same. Yeah, hon, listen, it's just, you know, it, it's crazy. It's crazy. It really is. But anyway, here's the short video.
Running low on some doggy food.
And then this email, when she sent me this picture, I was floored. I was like, what? She said, you'll appreciate this. Someone on Facebook Marketplace was giving away canning jars. It was an hour and a half away from me, but I went. You can imagine my surprise when I got there and got literally a carload. 100 of the jars were the 64-ounce ball jars. There were also quart jars, but I don't know how many yet. These are the ones I managed to get washed out tonight. I think I have 35 more of the big ones to go, and a couple of totes of the quarts also. They were pretty dirty, but hey, for free, I'll wash all day long. Oh my Lord, girl. Score! So this subscriber sent me a picture of glass jars and tins and containers that she has as backup. Um, she said she's still using hops from a few years ago and it's still good. This is her tea mix that she makes. For the subscriber that sent this to me, can you send me the recipe, please? Because I'm sure other people would like to have a nice tea mix, a recipe for fresh tea. Here you go. Now, you guys need to stop it. Writing me song lyrics and everything, saying that my it's a from the song Milkshake. All right, saying it brings all the boys to the yard, but she changed the lyrics to cheese juice. And then this email and some pictures were sent to me. She said, I went to multiple stores getting the final stock up before the trucker strike, which it was supposed to start today, starting at the, what do you call it? Super Bowl, and then heading up to DC, right? And then she said, and first store I went to was Dollar Tree. And luckily, the prices didn't change yet. Here they changed. They're $1.25 now. I've heard that some of the Dollar Trees went to $3 and $5 as well. And she said that, but her Dollar Tree, the price isn't changing until February 21st. And she said, anyway, they were just about out of toothbrushes and a lot of their jarred products. And as I was leaving, I watched a woman fill her hands with plastic bowls and just walk out without paying, no hesitation, no nothing. Like the balls to do something like that. I mean, seriously, what the hell's wrong with people? Why you gotta steal? It's the friggin' dollar store. What is it gonna cost you? $5? I mean, come on. I mean, seriously, if I see something like that, I'll pay for it. Come here. Don't do that. You know what I mean? And she said, second, I went to Aldi. They were pretty well stocked, except for deli meats and cereal. Yeah, I noticed that too when I went to Aldi the other day. They had lunch meat, but it was all ham. They had no turkey, no chicken, no nothing, just ham. Yeah, it was weird. She said the price, however, definitely went up. Many items nearly doubled in price. She said then she went to BJ's, which is like Sam's Club, Sam's Club, Costco. She said they had a reasonable amount of stock with definite price increases. The meat section looked good, but I have included a photo of the limits on chicken. Gas prices went up 20 cents a gallon in the last few days. And here's the picture of the chicken section at BJ's. And it says, to our valued customers or members, there's a limit of one item per variety on all fresh poultry products. Bulk orders are not available on rotisserie chicken. What a joke. And then she's like, you know what? Just do whatever it takes to fill the freezer. Seriously. Look at this one, too. And then this subscriber, she sent me pictures of all of her first aid. She's got a lot. Seems like there's some HbA thrown in there too. Vitamins. Wow. OTCs. Reusable ice bag. I like that. It's like an ice pack, but it's a reusable ice bag. Where can you find one of those at? Huh. And then this subscriber, she is growing mushrooms in her garden, and she brought bunnies home. Oh, they're so cute. This one kind of looks like my cat Patches, because Calico. Did you name them? Name that one Patches. And those mushrooms are growing awesome. Wow, that's so cool. I would have never thought to grow mushrooms like that. Oh my goodness, I love it. Here, look at these. And then this subscriber, she sent me a picture of something called O3, and that's O-T-H-R-Y-S, O3's Farms. It's a mountain tea, okay? And it's $3.99 for this bushel of fresh tea herbs. So cool. Okay, so this was sent to me and it's a screenshot, okay? And I'm going to read it to you because the writing is very, very small, okay? But I'll put the screenshot in as well. And this is from something called Azazel, A-Z-A-Z-E-L News. Never heard of it. It says breaking. The U.S. warned the allies in Europe that Russian invasion of Ukraine could happen as early as Wednesday, February 16th, according to Spiegel, S-P-I-E-G-E-L, information, C to the I to the A, and the U.S. military intel informed the federal government and other NATO states over the course of Friday that based on new information, there were fears that the attack could take place as early as next Wednesday. Wow. What the sharp warning of American intelligence are based on was not initially known in Berlin. However, according to several diplomats and military officials, all reports at the closed briefings were very detailed and were confirmed by many sources. So here is a picture of the screenshot. Okay, so these pictures were sent to me, and this is Walmart. Yeah, Walmart. Oh, my Lord. She said, now when I go to the store, all of the cheaper products are gone. In my Walmart, for the Great Value brand, only cream corn and green beans are left. I've noticed that the cans now have expire in 2022, but the cans I bought a month ago expired 2024. It's very frustrating. I'm probably going to go out this weekend and hunt for the cans I want and laugh out loud. Yeah, no kidding. Look at these pictures she sent. Okay, so you guys know to always go to the description box, right? For all the links that are important that you guys send me or that I find and I put in there. Plus, there's links to small businesses that are owned by people in our community, okay? Now, this link was sent to me, and in the subject line of the email, she said, current DEF CON level today. So I'm going to click on the link, and it says 3. Oh, boy. Okay. So when we get to 1, that's when we really have to worry, right? I mean, I'm not all up in that. I don't understand any of that kind of stuff, you know? And then this was sent to me. That's a really cool looking. I want one of those. Where did you find that? She said, she's slowly stocking things the grandchildren like snacks. I also figured since my house is starting to look like a mini mart that I needed a shopping cart that does stairs. I love you. I love you too. I need that cart. Where did you find that? Send me the link. Look at this cart. Okay. So you a subscriber has a recipe that she wants me to share with you. That's her recipe, okay? And she said, I'm not sure if you shared this info or not, but it's super easy to make your own vanilla. I've never made my own vanilla. I've heard about it, but I've never made it myself. She said, it's just vanilla beans and vodka. Cheap vodka works as well. Slice the vanilla pods down the middle so that the inside is exposed. She said, I also cut them in half. Put them in a jar of vodka and let them sit for like 6 months. Leave them in a dark spot. This is the last batch I made a few days ago. I already have half-gallon jars made, but decided to make more as part of my preps, possibly for future bartering. Yeah, it's a beautiful idea. She said, these are the beans I have purchased for the last 2 years over Amazon. The price hasn't jumped since I started buying them. Okay. I'll look for them on Amazon, and if I can find them, I'll put them in the description box. Here you go. Look at this. Okay. So you a subscriber has a recipe that she wants me to share with you. That's her recipe, okay? And she said, I'm not sure if you shared this info or not, but it's super easy to make your own vanilla. I've never made my own vanilla. I've heard about it, but I've never made it myself. She said, it's just vanilla beans and vodka. Cheap vodka works as well. Slice the vanilla pods down the middle so that the inside is exposed. She said, I also cut them in half. Put them in a jar of vodka and let them sit for like 6 months. Leave them in a dark spot. This is the last batch I made a few days ago. I already have half-gallon jars made, but decided to make more as part of my preps, possibly for future bartering. Yeah, it's a beautiful idea. She said, these are the beans I have purchased for the last 2 years over Amazon. The price hasn't jumped since I started buying them. Okay. I'll look for them on Amazon, and if I can find them, I'll put them in the description box. Here you go. Look at this.